great blush and a Bonry and a Belfair.
William, Jarlath Burns in there talked about this level of hurling and football being a bridge between club and county. Is that how you see it?
Definitely, Jerome. Yeah, no, it was a fantastic event here today, first of all. But that bridge, it resonated with me as regards the last time I touched the Fitzgibbon Cup was after winning it with WIT in 2000. So I suppose it means a lot to me and my development. So huge developmental bridge for players coming from school in that controlled environment which Charlotte has spoken about. But then you're going to college and you have to fend for yourself and look after yourself both on and off the field. But yeah, hugely positive memories, and again a brilliant bridge for young players to come through to play with their inter-county senior teams after that.
And what are those particular huge positive memories, personal memories for you?
Yeah, look, actual games and I suppose the times after in the dressing rooms and the banter going on buses and throughout the country, and it's just really positive. Again, I was fortunate enough to play into our fourth Fitzgibbons. We lost the final in 98 to a superstar UCC team while winning 99 and 2000 and then being beaten by UCC in the semi-final in the the foot and mouth year. So yeah, look, again, the games, the players, the memories, the friends, and I suppose the relationships with us still after this day would be the positives that I would have got from
he won
the
2
actual
Fitzgibbon
games.
himself.
Well, Jarlath also talked about players then taking roles in the club, which helps them as they go forward in life. When you look back now, all these years later, do you see that it maybe led you on the path to where you are now?
Yeah, look, and again, I definitely, as regards, everybody has a responsibility as regards within a GAA club in a third level institution. Whether you're, we had some great individuals obviously playing the games, the back involved in the club and the different roles.
The last time WIT
won it, and again, being away from home and being away from the controlled environment of school, home, to actually fend for yourself in the, I suppose, the bigger cities in our country. So yeah, look, absolutely, and it's number 10 that day for them. Path to the
actually, it doesn't surprise me either.
And just finally on the draw there, I see Setchy Waterford in with Mary A and MTU Galway. They haven't had too many successes since yours. I remember was it about 2012 at Queen's. Scruff was the captain playing outfield, but this year, what are their chances?
It's always a challenge. I think you obviously have favourites again, and
probably another 4 minutes of this. So there they are. He's in there somewhere.
They have a decent team as well.
Oh no, he's up here. I think he comes in the shot here.
Very much on the day.
Yeah, there he is.
Yes, there's certain, I suppose, colleges that have stronger teams, but some great times back in WIT at that time. And it's hugely positive.
I did a video from
Jack, can you tell me your connection, if you like, with the man that the cup is named after, Dr. Edwin Fitzgibbon?
Yeah, so Edwin was he was actually born in my mother's house at home where she grew up, and I suppose that's the
brother was playing against him. So no, that's not. That's
last year was my first year playing in it, and I suppose there's my uncles, they just had a greater interest in it, knowing the history of it, and especially not to win it in the end.
So where exactly is that? Where is the house?
In Dungorney, East Cork, just outside Middleton. No relation. I suppose it was my nana, her parents just kind of bought the house off him when they moved out of it, but I suppose he played for my own club Dungorney as well, and I think only a few years ago we opened up a stand in the Dungorney J pitch, it's named after him as well.
So he's a great man, but it sounds amazing, and your family must have thought it was really nice signing for you as well to then win the Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, I suppose it was probably a few years ago when we found out the actual connection. I suppose it wasn't always known. I suppose since then, it's always kind of been a great ambition, to go and try to play in the Fitzgibbon Cup first of all.
All right, well I'll leave that. You can go with that sort of tactical thing, no problem at all.
In the Dome last year, I suppose all my family.
There's the plaque. This is over there.
The connection with the Fitzgibbon Cup on himself is to do with UCC College.
What are your thoughts looking forward now with UL?
See, they put visitors up on the scoreboard, not MTU.
Yeah, look, I suppose
that happened recently. Was it a soccer match? Yes, Sunderland, Newcastle, I think, in England. And they refused. Sunderland refused to put Newcastle up. They put visitors or something like that up instead. I'm wondering,
one last question. What exactly is the difference after Christmas from league to championship? What is Fitzgibbon like? Is it the intensity? What is it?
Yeah, look, I suppose it's nearly like the inter-county game. There's a big difference between
great. Clear out the lungs
a lot of teams are trying out things, but then I suppose when it comes to championship, your best 15 is out, and you're trying to win every game, and everyone who participates in the competition wants to be in the final.
You might think Patter's talking to himself up there,
to get a
but he's talking to Mark.
Rob, what a collection of footballers and managers behind you here in Croke Park. It's a lovely morning to be here. It's December, but it's a lovely morning and great to have you involved again.
Yeah, look, we're absolutely delighted. Been involved since 2017 and as I said, we're blessed with the weather this morning. You wouldn't think it was December here in Croke Park.
Home team first,
so yeah, absolutely delighted.
8 years, that's incredible, and the big screen
Paul
has it
Walsh
up there,
reckons
#First Class Rivals. I mean, you're part of the furniture now.
What?
We certainly are. I mean, First Class Rivals, it's a really good campaign. I think it encompasses what HEC
something like that. I'd forget that, and
rivals coming together, traditional rivals, rivals coming together.
See, Norman can get it right. Like, Grantis is Grantis is
perfect. I mean, I'm talking to the lads.
I'll give it a try.
Some of them, even last week we did a game and there was lads from the same club playing against each other. You know, so there's a lovely spirit at that level. Now they're competitive.
There's a sponsor on now.
Perfect.
534 on now.
We did
some boys commenting on there. What's with the overlapping audio?
Those rivals coming together.
Relax, lads. You're sitting watching a holding screen.
There's alliances that are being formed that, as we said, wouldn't normally exist in the format. I think, for the overall competition, bringing the new rules, new football rules coming in this year is going to bring another string to the bow.
Hi, Brendan. You did make it. Welcome to the Battle of Cork. It's MTU Cork against UCC in the Mardyk, and as you see, the hashtag is First Class Rivals, and this definitely applies here tonight to this game in the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup round 1, and it is the first game. Well, not round 1, it's a group situation, but it's the first game in the group. There's one other team in the group, and that's Garda College, but tonight it's all about the Cork teams. And we will see who will come out on top and get the bragging rights from this game. And you're looking here, by the way, at MTU Cork, and you see a little bit of yellow there. And that's because we're told they're going to be wearing yellow jerseys tonight. I've never seen them wear yellow before, but obviously there's a clash. Two teams from Cork, red being the colour for the Rebels, and UCC at home will stick to their red and black jerseys with the skull and the crossbones, and MTU Cork are going to come out with the yellow bellies, the yellow jerseys they are going to wear tonight for this big game. You are welcome to the official GAA YouTube channel for this game, provided free for you to view, because we want to exhibit the magnificent skills of these young hurlers here, some of the best in the country. And I noticed there one of the players, it was Ben Cunningham for UCC, belting a ball back to MTU Cork. That's about as friendly as we expected to get here tonight in this game. It'll be friendly, it'll be tough, it'll be fair, I'm sure as well. A lot of these lads will know each other, of course, but some amazing talent here tonight. And we could tell you who are the favourites, but in this sort of game, it'll come down on the night. There's two, I'd say, fairly equal teams and some with amazing credentials. But on this night, after the weather we've had as well today, I think it will be a bit of a leveller, and it will be these two teams going at it because they want to have local pride from this game. We'll go through the teams in a minute, but first of all, we'll bring in my co-commentator Mick Lenihan. Mick, you were here a couple of weeks ago at this venue for the Canon O'Brien game. Huge crowd at that game, and UCC beat Cork that day at Ben O'Connor's first game. And some of those lads were playing that day, so a bit of experience from playing here. And you know this pitch well. It's been raining quite a bit today, but it takes the rain, it just takes it in, and it is very durable. It's in magnificent condition.
Yes, thanks, Jerome. Lovely conditions here tonight, to be fair. The rain will hopefully stay away. Yes, I was here for the Canon O'Brien Cup, and that was a brilliant day. About 5,000 also turned up that day, which was very good. And a lot of these players here, Jerome, are lining out that day. We thought there might be a few changes. Ray Delaney had 9 changes that day from the start. Certainly no 9 changes here today. You've had some top players on stake here tonight. Ben Cunningham, Dara Flynn, Peter McGarry across the wing forward line there. A lot of inter-county players there. Peter McGarry with Tipperary, All-Ireland winner as well. So quite a few tasty players, and no doubt Ben O'Connor will be here tonight.
He will indeed, and for UCC, I mean, they won that day. Was it William Buckley got the winning score, was it? Yeah, I mean, what a forward he is. He's in at corner forward. But there'll be all sorts of really interesting matchups tonight. But this is the best of Cork tonight?
Yes, certainly this is a very strong forward line in here. When you're looking at the likes of UCC, you are right, William Buckley scored that point right over the bar, right out on the far side of the pitch, down the far right near the scoreboard. Brilliant score. Keep an eye out for William tonight. He's got a trademark over the shoulder, maybe about 45, 50 yards out. You'll see plenty of that. But that was a big win for them as well, especially when Ray Delaney's team were missing quite a lot on the day.
If you look at the stats, it doesn't add up well for UCC, but it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to give them anyway. I mean, the Fitzgibbon Cup was first fought for in 1912, and of course it was Edwin Fitzgibbon from Dungurney, and his name is on a plaque over there at the clubhouse over in the corner of the cottage at the college here, and it was fought for. Now, he was a professor in the college from 1911 to 1936. He donated the trophy, and it's been played for ever since, and UCC have won it 40 times. MTU Cork have not won it ever. So if you looked at that, you'd think that doesn't sound good, but 36 of them were before the turn of the century. They've won 4 since then, UCC, and it's levelled out a bit, and MTU Cork will not be looking at that sort of thing at all. Do you have a favourite tonight? You mentioned there the forwards of UCC might swing it for them.
Yeah, the forward line that UCC have is absolutely massive, with Cunningham on the wing, Dara Flynn, centre Peter McGarry. William Buckley will probably roam from 25 yards out to 30 in the full forward line. Colin Walsh, big unit, will grab a nice few ball out of the sky as well, and in the other corner Ed McDermott. They do have the stronger forward line, but as you know, Jerome, you have to do that, and you have to put that to the test and see how that comes out.
Let's look at the teams then, and let's start with UCC. And I might break off in this because I want to get the 2 captains in the middle, and there's a reason for that, which I'll come to in a minute. But first of all, UCC, managed, as you say, by Ray Delaney. This is a team that we've been given. Paddy O'Sullivan in goals, great keeper, as you said. He came on a sub in that game a few weeks ago, made some great saves. Cork player of the future. Sean Daly at number 2. He's from Randall Logan, West Cork. 3 is Owen Downey, Glen Rovers. Timmy Kelly is a Kilkenny man at number 4. And in front of him, Sean Moore is also Kilkenny. So Bennettsbridge and Carrickshock respectively. Shane Kingston, Ballynora at 6. James Dwyer 5 Ballincollig, as is Brian Keating at 9. He's back from injury. 8 is Dara Stakelham from Thurles. 10 is Ben Cunningham from the Bars, and in front of him William Buckley, also from the Bars. Dara Flynn at 11 from Ballygiblin. Peter McGarry, the tip man from St Mary's Clonmel, at 12. Ed McDermott in the corner, another Kilkenny man from James Stevens, and Colin Walsh, the captain, at number 14. Now 2 players have gone over to the referee there in the middle, and that might confuse what I was going to be telling you about, because 1, they wear the bibs, and 2, I'm not sure. Well, maybe there's a joint captains maybe in there, maybe that's what UCC are doing, but definitely their captain is Colin Walsh. And as the plane goes overhead, I'll tell you while we're waiting for the other captain that the referee is Kieran O'Regan. He's from the Ballyhay Club. Standby is Shane Scanlon. Canis Walsh from Nemo is on the line, and the 4th is Patrick O'Mahony from Kilbrittain. So the reason why I am saying let's hold on for the 2 captains to come together is we're waiting for Alan Walsh, who's number 13 for MTU Cork, on the Cork panel under Ben O'Connor, and this will be an interesting coming together. Where is he, number 13? They're taking off the bibs now. And now we have the interesting moment, because last night we had the 2 brothers up against each other directly in the game in the Sigerson. Here we have 2 brothers captaining rival colleges. So we've Alan Walsh, number 13 in the yellow for MTU Cork, and the other captain is Colin Walsh, his brother, wearing 14 for UCC. A very unique thing this. It is the 2 captains and 2 brothers coming together, both from Kanturk, and a proud moment there. 2 actual captains went in there. Actually, it was 11 and 5 went in there for UCC, so they maybe spoiled that moment for us. So that was James Dwyer, number 5, and Dara Flynn, number 11. So maybe they avoided the 2 captains coming together. But anyway, let's go on regardless and give you now the MTU Cork team. In goals, it is Grantis Businkas, and I'm told that might be wrong, but he just wants to be called Grantis. He gets known as that, but I'm quite happy to go with Businkas. Actually, I made a mess of that. I'll try that again. Businskas. I'll try that again. Grantis. Anyway, he's from Kanturk as well, and he's in goals. Good goalkeeper, good outfield player as well. 2 is Fionn O'Connell from St Catherine's, and that is Ballyno. 3, James O'Brien, that's Fermoy. 4, Tygo Leary, Hayes, Middleton. 5, Killian Ryan, Bricky Rangers and Waterford. And the breakdown, by the way, there's 10 Cork in the starting 15 here. There's a Waterford man there at 5. Darragh O'Sullivan, Ballinhassig on the Cork panel at 6. 7 is a vice captain, Ronan Walsh from Kerry, from Killymoyley, which is north of Tralee. Midfield, Joe Egan from Tipperary. And 9 is Mikey Finn from Middleton. In the forwards, 10, Ryan Deasy from Ballymartle. That's a village called Riverstick.
11, Jeremy Healy from Lisgould, he's on the Cork panel as well. 12, a Limerick man, Rory O'Connor from Fina Kilmeady. And then the full forward line, I've told you about Alan Walsh. And then John Murphy at 14 from Dromina, that's near Newton Shandram. I've done my homework here on Google because I know a lot of people are going, where's that club? 15, Aaron McAvoy, and he's Kilkenny, Greg Ballycallan from there. So 2 very talented groups of players there. Have you any thoughts on how those players are lining out, or switches you might expect, or matchups?
Yes, for MTU, big night here for Darragh Sullivan, Ballinhassig in at centre back. It'll be interesting to see who will he pick up. Will he pick up Ben Cunningham on the wing forward line, or will they send him and just send Ben to the wing, or just keep him away from him? That'll be an interesting matchup alone. James O'Brien inside in the full back line. To be fair to James, he was on the Cork under-20s, and he would have marked Darragh McCarthy and all their top players in last year's championship as well. So he knows all about it. Nice tidy full back inside there, so he'll stay in the full back line. No question there on that. Alan Walsh inside in the corner for MTU. They'll rotate here around the full forward line. You'll see Alan pick balls out of the sky here, and he had a brilliant championship there a few years ago for Cantork, and he was probably in last year as well in the Canon O'Brien as well. He got a run under Pat Ryan, but he didn't survive that, but certainly one to keep an eye out for. Jerome, definitely. For UCC...
Sorry, I'll have to stop you. They've just blown the whistle for, it looks like, a minute's silence. I don't know if they're playing the anthem. Probably not, so continue, Mick.
Yes, for UCC you have Owen Downey wearing number 3, the Glen Rovers man. Brilliant championship in the club championship for the Glen and Cork. They exited there to Middleton. You know, probably very unlucky in the championship as well to go out. I expect to see him start centre back and Shane Kingston right into the full. In the middle of the park, no question, Darragh Stakelum will stay there, right in there. And Ben Cunningham and Darragh Flynn around the forward line here. They're going to take minding with William Buckley, the main man in the full forward line.
You think he'll stay in there? He's very much a corner forward.
Yeah, he's very much a corner, but you'll see him 45 yards out from goals, over the shoulder on either side of the pitch. He'll drift over and back, and he knows where the posts are. As all of these Cork lads here that know him well, they'll know that he's their danger man right inside there.
Well, on camera there you can see number 11, Darragh Flynn for UCC has gone to midfield, so that's one positional switch already. We'll keep an eye on the positional switches and indeed personnel as we go on. We're going with the teams that we were given, and that looks pretty much the 15s we were given, and we're about to start with Kieran O'Regan, the referee, as I say, from Ballyhay, and MTU Cork. We're trying to get used to them, or I'm trying to get used to them, an unfamiliar yellow, but here we go. They are playing from right to left as we watch. They're playing down towards the bridge, and immediately a free awarded, and it is, well, is he just changed his mind? He give it one way and he said he's giving it the other. He just maybe an early miscommunication there, but he definitely meant it to go from right to left, and it's a free that'll be taken by Mikey Finn, and an opportunity after just a few seconds to get the first score off the game. Big crowd in here, but I did expect an even bigger crowd. Maybe there's a lot of people watching online. There's definitely over 1,000 devices on it, as the first point is scored in the first minute, and it's MTU Cork, the noisy neighbours from up the road, getting the first score of this game in the 2026 Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup. First game for these two teams. They met last year, but not in the first game. There's 3 teams in their group, Garda College in there as well, and next week MTU will be at home to Garda College, and the week after UCC will go to Garda College in Templemore. This is UCC trying to get going, but a lot of yellow jerseys in and around there, and they've turned it over, and that's good work by their defence in there, and indeed by their midfield. That was Joe Egan in there and trying to get out of it, but is he overcarried? He has overcarried, and it's going to be a free in, and that should be an easy one. And already it's a tight, tough, uncompromising game in there, and those sort of frees are going to be crucial to this game, and players getting in and around each other, Mick.
Yeah, certainly, and Ben Cunningham stepping up here. Excellent championship for St. Finbarrs. He's knocking on the door, and if you're looking for a free taker for Cork in the coming years, Jerome, he's your man.
And by the way, Mark O'Dwyer, who got the goal on the league final here before Christmas, is at number 27. He's from Russell Rovers, not starting tonight. Maybe that's a sign of after Christmas the team just gets stronger and stronger. This is the Fitzgibbon after all. It's one thing to win the league, but it's all about the Fitzgibbon. But Cork, of course, UCC, that is, the college, delighted to win the league, and we'll see it as progress. Now that's a brilliant puck out, beautifully played down in front, and that must have been planned. And they get it to Jerome Healy, and he goes for a score from distance. This is going to be a high scoring one, and he got out there rather easily, and I think they maybe left that tactically, that room in front of him. They definitely rehearsed that one.
Oh yeah, that was a brilliant score from Healy. Right about 50 yards out, 55 yards out, straight over the bar. Last year you could see when he came on against Kilkenny there in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, that was a big night for him, and he got man of the match that night. That was a real breakthrough for him, and of course he went on as well to be a Munster champion with Cork.
Driven down the line on our side. Number 15 is McAvoy, one of the Kilkenny men out there. It's cleared, and cleared up in front of us. And on the spill, you can tell already this is just a very even game. There's not much in it. Now, the man went over the line, but the player didn't, and it might end up going over the bar from Mikey Finn as he got it from that really bad angle. He has. That was a super score, and credit to... It was the number 10, actually, Ryan Deasy, for releasing it there. He knew he was going out of play, but he says, I'll keep the ball in.
Yeah, brilliant score there again, and DC set it up right out on the sideline again. Mikey Finn for Middleton, another brilliant campaign for Middleton, and he is definitely one for the future also.
I'm looking tactically again off camera up the field and where this ball is going, and it's going over to the far side this time where it's a bit more congested, but it's taken by Mikey Finn, who is having a busy start to this game. The referee is having to blow a lot in this first few minutes of this game. That's 3 or 4 frees, and we're only going 3 or 4 minutes, and you feel almost every time there's a free it's almost a scoring opportunity.
Yes, and when they get frees over here like this, you'll see here Jerome tonight, maybe one this guy will miss. He's probably one of the best around, and he'll even go back maybe 110 yards even as far as he can for frees.
You put a lot of pressure on him for getting this one now, haven't you? But I know what you mean, and he should put it over by the goals where the Christmas tree that we noticed before Christmas for the league final is still there. You don't take down your Christmas tree yet, do you? And it goes safely over the bar indeed, and it is 3-2 then after 4 minutes of this game. And delighted to say there's no rain, played in perfect conditions. There's no breeze either as well, no excuses, and we're hoping for a really good game, and the pitch, as I say, is taking the weather really well. Darragh O'Sullivan gets it in there, and now was that a pass or was he going for his own score? Well, it's gone wide, and the goalkeeper Paddy O'Sullivan looking to take it as quickly as he can. And I'm just looking around off camera all the time because the movement is so interesting, who's going where in the matchups. Well, he's gone short this time, gets it to Sean Daly, and he had a great game before Christmas in the league, and he puts a diagonal one right down from right corner to left corner. But MTU Cork's defence has been doing really well so far, sweeping up. Now distribution, another thing, and I see a number 21 out there for UCC. We'll work out who that is as that shot we watch go wide. Now we do have a list of players here. There's not a match programme here tonight, but there is 21 and 25 out there, and I'll give you those names in just a second, but let's follow the play here. This is Joe Egan giving it back to his fullback James O'Brien, and he goes route one up the middle. Oh, brilliantly taken, and it was Alan Walsh, the captain, in there, and it's taken 2-3 men to stop him, and he was about to pull the trigger there, and the referee's giving him a free, and he was going like, I'd be happy enough going on. Anyway, the subs, 21 is Owen, is that Ginan from Valley Rovers? Sorry, the version I give here is a little bit blurred. 21 and 25. 25 is Kevin Lyons from Ballygarvan. Now, we haven't worked out who they're on for, but those are the boys who are in, and Mick beside me is taking note of them as we watch Mikey Finn putting this one over the bar 4-2. And that was direct hurling if you ever saw it, and it worked.
Yeah, super work by Alan Walsh, pulled it out of the sky, and as we said in the build-up there, that's what he's all about, winning high ball in the air. And we can see in this early exchanges here, Mikey Finn didn't want to miss much either, Jerome.
Absolutely not. Puck out again, goes over to the far side, and no clean catch. It's broken again, but played nicely down into the corner. Now, can they get a score from a tough angle there? It's coming all the way over, and a speculative one, but it goes wide from Dara Flynn. Quick puck out and well worked, and I wonder will they go direct one again. They'll work it around a little bit, play it around at the back and then launch it. Well, they're launching it, but carefully. That's a beautiful ball across to the middle from Ronan Walsh, the vice captain of the team. This is Healy, and he's bottled up in there. The red and black stop him there, and they go for that diagonal ball again. Now there was a late tackle coming in there, and that's why the referee is blown. But it's interesting tactically that MTU Cork seem to be going direct up the middle, looking for Alan Walsh, and UCC going to the corners.
Yes, certainly. A nice low ball into the corners is what you'll need in here for Buckley in there for UCC to get on it. But for the other side here for MTU, there's lots of players there available inside. As you see there, nice low ball over there on the far side again. They'll get players in here, but it's the story of the half here has been about a freeze at the moment, and Cunningham is on this here for UCC.
Yep. Oh, was he going for goal there? I have caught me by surprise. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. But look, I'm watching it again now on the screen, and he's thinking, yeah, why not have a go and put it around the crossbar? There's only the goalkeeper in there, and sure, if it goes in, it goes in. It doesn't, but he gets a point. So 4 points to 3, less than 8 minutes gone, and here's a break now, and it is Jeremy Healy storming through the middle, and I think that was saved by the goalkeeper. It was a blocked before that, I don't know, but a goal chance, and they get another swing at it, and it's blocked out, and UCC survive, but only just. Was it Sean Daly?
Yeah, super block there, stopped a certain goal from Healy going through.
Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, he got in front, so it didn't get as far as the goalkeeper, and there was a second block there as well. And yeah, that threat is there right through the middle. That's been there a few times now, and whether it's Healy going through or Alan Walsh, they have definitely got a threat in there, and they have got a sniff of goal a couple of times.
I might be wrong here, but it looks like Owen Downey, I don't see him out there. Number 25 is in full back there. He's picking up.
Yeah, Kevin Lyons in there for him, yeah. Okay, well, you were doubting whether he'd be full back, but he's not playing at all. Is Shane Kingston in and around there? And the other sub, Owen Gannon, number 21.
Yeah, Shane is centre back there, so it looks like Owen Downey is out here, unless we'll see in the next few moments here if we'll just pick it up again.
You see from this free, by the way, UCC's spare man, they're putting a spare man back in there. It's James Dwyer. He's going in there, so I suppose they do that for frees anyway, but they're maybe getting a word from the sideline that, if MTU's going that direct, we might need an extra man back there just to mind the house. Now it's going to come from very, very deep, very long, and looks to be going left the way the players know it's coming in towards the goals now, and they're going, and he's maybe got a touch on it. He hasn't. The goalkeeper's done well, Paddy O'Sullivan. I broke kindly for him, dispatches it immediately, looking for Colin Walsh, and Colin muscling with Ronan Walsh, no relation, and in the end I think it is a UCC ball, and it is. One other game tonight, by the way, in Group C, University of Galway against UCD. That started in Dangan at the same time, so we'll try and keep you up to date with that one. Now, they're supposed to keep a bit of a distance from here, but from the player taking it, they weren't, but it doesn't matter. Referee lets it go, and UCC work it well, and that's Dara Flynn, and that's that diagonal ball once again that they're doing all the time. Is that my imagination, or maybe it's just by design? I don't know. Strong defending by James O'Brien, and MTU come away with it again, and there's Healy. He's all over the place in the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game, and playing really well, and knitting things together. Gets it to Rory O'Connor, and O'Connor, is that gone over the bar? Well, you heard a bit of a roar, and it was a roar that suggested it was a score, and it is a score.
Yes, O'Connor to Healy, making no mistake. Diarmid again slats that over the bar. He's the standout performer on the forward line for MTU at the moment.
He absolutely is. Now let's see where this puck out is going. Most of them have been going over to the far side from us. Where is this one going to go? There's a lot of room over here. A lot of players have gone over there, but sometimes that's a tactic, but the goalkeeper giving nothing away at the minute. He might change his angle just in. Yeah, is he going to? No, he's not. He's going to go out there again, isn't he? No, he's coming up the middle. No, over to this side. That's better, so we get a better view of it anyway. And it's Colin Walsh underneath it. But again, MTU Cork defending in numbers, getting men in and around and nullifying that threat so far. And it's the other Walsh, it's Ronan Walsh. But UCC have plenty of men back. And again, I don't know if that's by design or not, or maybe they're worried about the threat. But they've a lot of men sitting deep now. UCC with a chance here, and he's looking to get it to Ed McDermott, but it was a bit of a close one, and he wasn't really facing the ball, but he has done well. Ed McDermott, it might still get his score, shortens the stick and gets it. Now I'm not sure if that was over or not. It's going to be given actually, yeah, and it is a score, no matter what I think or not. The umpire's in a better position than me, of course, and that's a really good score, and he did well in the end there after a dodgy pass.
Yeah, good work inside. McGarry won the first ball, and he's actually operating in top of the left at the moment over there. So keep an eye out on Peter wearing number 12. Inside in the full forward line is Ed McDermott, and he slotted that over the bar from right out the sideline. Super score.
Up the middle again, direct from MTU Cork, and why not when you've got men like this around? It's Walsh, the captain, and the referees penalised him there for over-carrying, and he might feel a little bit hard done by in there, but free nevertheless for UCC. And you were saying that this fella can put it over from this kind of range?
Yes, and here you're going to get your first sight of this. If he drops this, he won't be too far off here, Jerome.
Now, come on, you put money on this, didn't you?
He's a huge hit of the ball here, and I'll back him here on this one.
Nice. That's what we like to hear. And it would make it level scores, and UCC would be relatively happy with that, because I don't think they're really firing just yet. And they haven't had the same goal threat that there's been at the other end. Yeah, he gives it well. Oh my goodness, it's not only got the distance, it's gone over the Christmas tree, and it's nearly out on the road. It's nearly into the actual college, and he's got it over the bar. Well, your money was absolutely safe. You were spot on, mate.
That'll be a collection on the way home.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't just go over the crossbar. I mean, it was well over the crossbar. The height of it, unbelievable. Yeah, so he can go further back than that. So 5-5. That was a shortened stick there, but he got a lovely connection on it and put it over the bar, and it is 6-5, and it was Dara Flynn who got it in the middle of the field there, and UCC now starting to purr a little bit.
Yeah, super point there from Dara Flynn. Been around the Cork panel for the last few years. Some operator for Ballygiblin, All-Ireland winner as well with them in Croke Park a few years ago, so he knows the game well. Yeah,
he just sort of, the way he hit that was lovely. He didn't use much sort of, he didn't go back too far on it, he pinged it almost like a pinball thing, but he got loads of power on it, and right up the middle. And this is Mikey Finn now going to the corner, and Sean Daly in there. He's a sticky defender, and he does well until he gets a bit of help, and gets that help from James Dwyer from just out the road in Ballincollig, and he's looking to get it back. That was well released as well for him, but lots of yellow jerseys in and around him. And they get men back, and they get Ryan Deasy on the ball, and they try to get it out of the wing, and that's well played actually, and Healy dispatches it really nicely and quickly. And there's a chance here to level it now. Joe Egan going through, and he goes through two challenges, and the referee's given good advantage here. Will they be happy just by taking a point? And yeah, Alan Walsh should just fire that over all day long, and after, was it 3 in a row for UCC, they'll be happy to get that back.
Yeah, just had to stem the tide a bit there, but Alan, dangerous inside. He's just moved into the right as well, and you can see Murphy is operating in the full forward line now, right in the corner here, as well as Aaron McAvoy. So 13-14 in the full forward line for MTU.
Now this one coming down by the arena side of the field, and every time they seem to be looking for Colin Walsh, but he's been really well marked in there, and this fella Ronan Walsh is everywhere. So Walsh on Walsh seems to be the match-up in there, but so far, Colin Walsh not having an awful lot of joy, to be honest, in there. Now that's gone over the line, but it's going to be, is it going to be an MTU ball? Well, the number 9 Mikey Finn's coming over immediately to take it, and of course the majority of players out there, Cork men. Yeah, he's leaving it for Mikey to take. Mary, I played last night, and UL, the two Limerick colleges, they both won. I'll give you those scores in a minute, and we'll discuss that if we ever get a chance. I have some notes about things to talk about, but the way this game is going, you don't really get a chance, and that was a magnificent sideline puck. The distance he got, the beautiful connection, and the conditions do lend themselves to it, but absolutely superb. That's why Mikey came over to take it, and why not when you can connect like that? He's surely not going for a score from there, is he? That's not going over the bar, is it? Somebody beside me said unreal. It is unreal. Won the puck from the sideline, but also to go for it and put it over, and probably landed on the bridge there, but he got it over the bar. Who was it got that?
That was Alan Walsh in the corner. Super point there, right over the shoulder there. Horgan would be proud of that, and he's there.
Absolutely brilliant from the captain. Yeah, I was just thinking a minute ago he got the last point. It was an easy one for him, but there's more in him. Absolutely more in him. He's going to be dangerous as the game goes on. If he gets a sniff of goal, I think it'll be in the back of the net. He's on form, and he's looking good here tonight, and he's the leader of the team. And also he is hoping that the noisy neighbours can put one over on his brother here tonight, captain of the other team. So it's 7-6, and MTU got the last couple of scores. And is that a free out? The referee's walking over very slowly, looks to be. Yeah, I was going to tell you about last night. Last night, Mary I beat Setu Waterford 422-216. UL Will you hear this? 6:31, Maynooth 1-9. They won by 37 points. They were 30 points up at half time, so they must have eased up. It's the longest win, or the biggest win in a Fitzgibbon match. There's a yellow card, by the way. Who's that for? We'll pick that up in a minute. But it was the biggest win by any team in 10 years in the Fitzgibbon, and it's UL's biggest win since 1997 when they beat Trinity by 47 points. Huge win, so they're bang on form. And that one goes over the bar. So yellow card there for, was it 25 maybe? Was it Lions who got the yellow card? I'm not quite sure, but a yellow card for UCC defender and a point for MTU. So they've got the last 3. So UCC got 3 and now they've got 3. And that is Ben Cunningham. He's done well from frees, but not from play. Tough one from over there, and I think that's 2 he's hit from over that side, but both missed the target. This is Grandis for MTU Cork, putting it down in front of us here. That looked like a bit of a tug on the jersey, and indeed he pulled his man over, and it was Alan Walsh, and in more ways than one, Mick, they're struggling to hold on to him.
Yes, they can't hold on to him. He's a big unit inside there, and he's actually operating around that centre forward as well, so he's been given a free role. He's coming out here just to change his hurley here. It's just slightly, I'd say it's just there's something wrong with it anyhow, but he's going over to have a word. But he's causing the damage there. Himself and Healy are operating at a high level inside that forward line.
Yeah, MTU Cork have maybe arguably made the better start.
Yes, and I suppose when you look at it, you look at the forward line for UCC and you'd be expecting a bit more out of them. But the game is nicely poised, and that's the way we like it.
But MTU Cork may be very wary of what you're talking about, the really good forwards. They're very keen to get a lot of men back in and around and nullify that threat, and they're doing that so far. But of course the game could open up a bit. This is number 10 again, Cunningham from the bars down that left hand side. He goes for that diagonal ball right across, and he finds Shane Kingston, who goes for goal, and he puts it in the back of the net. Brilliant goal. Where we were just saying that UCC weren't really firing. They get one chance, they put it away, and it's a man from Ballynora with a fantastic score. 19 minutes in, and he levels the scores, and you can't give him that kind of space because he's going to finish.
Yeah, it was some ball right across the way from, I think it was William Buckley that actually squared it right across the field to him, and there was no mistake by Kingston. Rattles it into the bottom corner, and he's operating in around the midfield area as well.
He sort of sneaked in there, didn't he? Maybe in behind, and did really well. A good goal. So we're level scores. 1-6 plays 9, and get it back to the goalkeeper. Dispatches it up the field, but there's only 2 yellow jerseys here, and one of them is Darrow Sullivan. Goes short to Ronan Walsh. He goes short again, but that's intercepted very nicely indeed by Stakelum, and he pops it forwards and gives it to Dara Flynn, who leaps over one challenge but can't get the ball up, and now he's got 2 men for company. Does well to get it back though, and this is better, and it's Brian Keating, and he goes for his own score, and that's going to go right, and it's going to go wide. Yeah, but UCC starting to play a bit better.
Yeah, he showed a bit of pace there. He was looking to go through the hole, just a bit off target there with that one, but he's operating as well around the centre forward there, so keep an eye there. You can see William Buckley coming across the box inside the full forward line as well.
Oh, brilliantly taken. Just spilled, but he still managed to get it, and does brilliantly to keep it in, although actually the referee whistled for that being out, and the linesperson went with it as well. I'm not so sure. It was close. They got away with one earlier and got a score from it, but not this time. But very obvious that they keep going to Walsh from those puckouts, and you can understand that. And Walsh standing in front of the taker, but it goes straight to Mikey Finn. And Mikey doesn't waste any time. He puts it into that full forward line and says, go for it, lads. And that's going to be a free in. Well, when they put it in there, they're getting results. Whether it's frees, you're getting scores.
Yes, a great ball by Finn into Murphy again. And what do you tell every young person when you're playing out in front? He gets out in front, he wins his primary ball, free in front of the goal, straight for Mikey Finn.
But also the sideline puck wasn't great, certainly compared to the one a few minutes ago that led to the brilliant score by Walsh. It went straight to Mikey Finn. And this will be the lead. It's an entertaining game so far, 21 minutes gone, without, I would have to say, any great drama or fireworks or anything, or any real intensity. I haven't really sensed that so far, but it is the first game of the year, and the second half could be even more interesting. Now, Alan Walsh is right out in front of us here. He's come way out the field. As you say, he's not staying in the corner by any means, and there's nobody marking him at the minute, but they don't need to because UCC have the ball, and they work it to James Dwyer. And trying to get a bit of room up the middle. The runner's through the middle, and they get as far as Keating again. And Keating sets off exactly as he did a minute ago when he hit the wide, this time off his left, and that looks a better one and a really good score. Yeah, when he gets the ball, he puts his head down and goes for the score, and this time he gets it and levels it.
Yeah, exactly what we just seen there a few minutes ago. Straight down through the heart again. This time it goes over the bar. Peter McGarry is operating as a lone soldier in the full forward line. You can see number 15 here, Ed McDermott, has gone back in there again. But keep an eye out on McGarry. If he gets a chance of a goal, he'll stink one in there.
Interesting the way they worked it from the back and through the hands up to the midfield, whereas MTU are still going for that direct approach. Put it up there and look for Walsh. And this time they looked for him and didn't find him. Free the other way. Now, why is Cunningham not coming back to put this over if he doesn't? Well, they go short. They go down into the corner. But I would have thought the way he put one over earlier, well, maybe they didn't need to because they knew that... Is that over? Yeah, they knew very well that Peter McGarry would put it over anyway, and he did.
Yeah, super score by McGarry. Short for the ball as well, right out in front again, picks it up. 45 metres out over the shoulder, right over the bar. No surprise with Peter. Brilliant operator for St Mary's in Clonmel, and one of the top performers.
Was it Cunningham who took the last one? He just went short, was it?
It was Darragh Flynn that dropped it.
Oh, it was Darragh Flynn, yeah, that was okay. Oh, that's a lovely quick ball, and in lots of room here as well, and hasn't hung around at all. He's put that straight over the bar. Ryan DC, really good score. Well, I said there's not too much drama in this game so far, but now I just sense it's maybe lifting a little bit now. A couple of great scores in quick succession there. That's gone over the top, and it's going to be swept up by this guy who's had a great half, Walsh. Oh, what a flick over the head there. He's got eyes in the back of his head, and it might even lead to a score, and it does lead to a score. What an assist that was, and the crowd right in front of us within touching distance of it. Really enjoyed that. Was absolutely brilliant from DC and put over the bar. Well, that's one of the best moments of the game so far. What skill.
Oh, brilliant. Ryan DC over the head and right into the middle of the park again. That was something else. And Mikey Finn, I think, was it that launched it over, but some piece of skill there. That will be a moment that will be on TikTok for a while, Jerome.
It doesn't matter who put it over, really. It was all about the pass, but yeah, it probably was Mikey Finn. This is DC. And lots of red and black jerseys in and around him, but he still manages to get away. In fact, he bursts through them as well, and there's a threat here. There's a threat of a goal if it can get through as well. I mentioned earlier that they had that, and they're still going, and there is a goal. Well, never mind a threat of a goal. What a fantastic goal. And the big fella went all the way through. And was it John Murphy who got it? Well, to me, it was all about the burst through from the middle of the park. And I said he might get it. I wasn't sure if he would, but boy, did he go for it. He got a sniff of goal. Boom. Fantastic score. Wasn't John Murphy?
No, I don't think it was John.
It's hard to tell over in that corner because we couldn't see their backs from here. But whoever got it, brilliant goal. And it's 112 to 1-8. And all of a sudden, there's a 4-point gap there. The puck out. Beautifully taken on his right hand there by Brian Keating. And, it's almost as if they heard me saying this game it didn't have great intensity, because now it does have great intensity, and that's William Buckley, and he's now saying, let's see what I can do, and he puts it over the bar at the Christmas tree end of the ground, and that's a fabulous score too.
Yeah, that's the William Buckley trademark. As you see him, he's operating out around centre forward as well, right across the box there, Jerome. He'll be anywhere around that 40.
Yeah, great pace about this game now. No hanging around at all, and we've had no real stoppages. We've had 25 minutes of terrific hurling. And it's 1-9 to 112-3 in it. They're way over that far side from us now. Just checking on the live chat on the YouTube channel there to see everything's okay. Everybody enjoying the game, and they seem to be, and a big crowd watching online. It's well over 2,500 devices. So that's the beauty of this live streaming, isn't it? You can put games like this that years ago wouldn't have been seen, and it's all these young players. Now here's a dangerous one in and around. They're looking for Walsh and a one-on-one in there, and if he gets in there, it could be a goal. And he went in on the keeper, and it's a free out. And the keeper looks to be, well, he's on the ground. Is he okay? He's okay. So 112 to 1-9, 4 to go to half time. And the keeper just taking his time there, so a little bit of a breather for us. They go the far side from us this time. He got plenty of distance on it. And UCC trying to get in and around there to get a score coming up to half time, but MTU Cork, as they've done most of the time back there, got men in and around successfully to win it. That's Healy. centre half forward, but he's really all around the field. And that's Darragh O'Sullivan. Ball doesn't reach, and it's UCC coming out with it. And he was looking for Peter McGarry, didn't get there. Instead, Joe Egan has it and just feeds it back to Darragh O'Sullivan, the Ballinhassig man. And out this side, he heard the call and he give it to Ronan Walsh. Has he got it? Oh, that's an absolute beauty. There were people behind me saying, come in. It was almost like a golf shot there. He put it in absolutely beautifully. The Kerry man with one of the scores of the half.
Yeah, beautiful score here, right out here, about 65, 70 metres out. Got it on and made no mistake. Difficult angle there, Jerome, but that was coolly. And time to perfection as well. Didn't go for a massive one, just coolly slotted that one right over the bar.
They put a direct one in again to that dangerous full forward line, MTU Cork, and you can sense that they're growing in confidence as this game goes on, and why not? 2 to half time and they lead by 4. UCC try to work it short again, but it breaks down, and Ronan Walsh, one of the players of the first half, steps in. Ryan Dacey has also had a great game, gets it to Egan, and that is Healy again, going for his own score from there. Has he got it? No. But they've had the lion's share of possession and they've won a lot of the battles, you know.
Yeah, they certainly have their value for their lead here. We were coming in here and there was a lot of word that UCC were our favourites. You're looking at it here now, and there's William Buckley right out on the sideline again.
Yeah, is it going over? You mentioned his trademark a minute ago. Of course it's gone over. Great score.
Yeah, that was similar to the other side of the pitch. He scored the winning point in the Canon O'Brien. That's his trademark, Buckley right out on the sideline. There's not too many players better than that at him.
Do you know, it's been a good first half, but I feel it's almost the players and the two teams are sort of sparring a little bit. We're going to see the real business in the second half, aren't we? This is almost exhibition stuff, but there's going to be serious stuff in the second half, I would say. This fella's had a lot of ball. Darragh O'Sullivan, he's going for a score from back there, and why not? Has he got it over the bar? No, he hasn't. It's gone to the left. So the score going with 1 minute to half time to 3 in it, and he takes it quickly here, and a lot of pressure being applied there. There's a hurl has gone to ground, and more importantly, the slither is with Jeremy Healy, and he drives this one over the bar and stretches it out to 4. And the noisy neighbours enjoying the best of this game, coming up to half time and leading by 4. Now the goalkeeper, where's he going with this one? O'Sullivan. He's had a lot of puck outs in this first half. Now the referee has blown his whistle just to hold on. He wants to have a word with a few players in the middle. Starting to get a wee bit feisty, starting to get up to what you'd call championship pace, shall we say, between the neighbours.
Yes, I suppose when you look at it, they all know each other, Jerome, and this is the thing when you're looking at it at colleges, games like that, and it's very rare now we're going to see a bad tackle or anything like that, you know. But second half, it might pick up a bit more, and you'll see this here in the second half, definitely. I think it will. The ante will up, and UCC will have to up the ante.
Well, when they go in on their own ground, 4 points down, they'll get to talk, and they'll no doubt come out. But MTU, you know, have played extremely well and they're good value for their lead. This is Owen Gunan with a brilliant run all the way through and leaves it off, and there's a goal here on, is there? Oh, he's brought to the ground very, very crudely. Rugby style there, Ben Cunningham brought to the ground, and we'll watch it here again. It was all about the run by Gunan. There was just a threat of a goal there, and maybe that's why he was hauled to the ground unceremoniously, and definitely a yellow for the full-back James O'Brien. And is that what you call taking one for the team?
Yeah, that's what you call a professional foul, and there was no mistaking that. Cunningham was straight through in goals and he took one for the team, correct. That was a certain goal coming up, and O'Brien is a solid operator and that was the right thing to do.
And it means that Ben Cunningham is going to put this over. He's not going to be cheeky this time because there's a lot of players in there, although he's maybe teasing them a little bit, but this is going over. No, it's not. He goes low. I was wrong. But the goalkeeper saved it. It is Grantis Businskas in there, and he did really well. But why was he going for goal in there, Mick, at this stage?
I just think he slipped on that one. He was certainly putting that over the bar, Jerome. Just slipped on it.
Oh, he slipped. You don't think he meant for that? I thought maybe the body language was that he was, you know, but... Yeah, watch it again here. Yeah, just at the last minute, but I think it was maybe in trying to get the power behind it. I think he was going for that, you know, just a cheeky one before half-time. But I wonder what the management will say now when they're going into half-time to him. They might say, why didn't you put that over and bring it back to a 3-point game? Instead, it's a 4-point game. But maybe you have to give the young lads a licence to thrill. go for it, you know. So your summary of the first half, Mike Lenihan?
I suppose when you look at it, MTU coming in here, they weren't favourites anyway, that's one thing for sure here, but they lived up to the tally here of underdogs, and they're doing quite well here. They have a 4-point lead and some solid performances here. You have inside in that backline Darrow O'Sullivan, he's the anchor man in the centre backline. Brilliant year for Ballinhassig, and he's one for Ben O'Connor in the future. Could see him play some league campaign, maybe cornerback or whatever in the future for him. He's as solid as they come. Dermot Healy inside in centre forward, operating midfield. We saw him back in the half back line there. He's a standout performer for me. He's operating at a high level around there. Inside in the full forward line, Alan Walsh, caught a beauty. You know, and that's what they do. They cause damage inside there. For UCC, Jerome.
Here's the goal. Yeah, that was the goal about halfway through the half. Sorry to interrupt you there, but we're just looking at some highlights from the first half. This is the other goal. This was terrific as well. And we still haven't been able to identify who it is. Who would you guess? You went for John Murphy, but it was tough to see.
Yeah, it's definitely not John Murphy. I'm going to go with Aaron McAvoy. And that
I'll go and have another look over half time. So we'll take a little bit of a break to do that for you and find out exactly who it was, or do our best to find out who it was. But it was definitely a man in the new unfamiliar yellow jerseys that MTU Cork are wearing, and maybe that's what's working for them. But we're going to leave you at half time for a few minutes in the company of a few interviews we did in recent weeks at a launch in Croke Park for the competitions, and in particular the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup.
Number 8, Colossion of Banrina Belfast.
William, Jarlath Burns in there talked about this level of hurling and football being a bridge between club and county. Is that how you see it?
Definitely, yeah, Jerome. Yeah, no, it was a fantastic event here today, first of all. But that bridge, it resonated with me as regards the last time I touched the Fitzgibbon Cup was after winning it with WIT in 2000. So I suppose it means a lot to me and my development. So huge developmental bridge for players coming from school in that controlled environment which Charlotte has spoken about. But then you're going to college and you have to fend for yourself and look after yourself both on and off the field. But yeah, hugely positive memories, and again, a brilliant bridge for young players to come through to play with their inter-county senior teams after that.
And what are those particular huge positive memories, personal memories for you?
Yeah, look, actual games, and I suppose the times after in the dressing rooms and the banter going on buses and throughout the country, and it just really, really positive. Again, I was fortunate enough to play into our 4 Fitzgibbons. We lost the final in 98 to a superstar UCC team while winning in 99 and 2000, and then being beaten by UCC in a semi-final in the COVID year, the foot and mouth year. So yeah, look, again, the games, the players, the memories, the friends, and I suppose the relationships that I still have to this day would be the positives that I would have got from the actual games.
Well, Jarlath also talked about players then taking roles in the club, which helps them as they go forward in life. When you look back now, all these years later, do you see that it maybe led you on the path to where you are now?
Yeah, look, and again, I definitely, as regards, and everybody has a responsibility as regards within a GAA club in a third level institution, whether you're, you know, we had some great individuals obviously playing the games, but the back, everyone's just involved in the club and the different roles. But yeah, hugely formative. And again, being away from home and being away from that controlled environment of school, home, to actually fend for yourself in the, I suppose, the bigger cities in our country. So yeah, look, absolutely, and it set me on a path to the current role that I'm doing at the moment.
And just finally on the draw there, I see set you Waterford in with Mary A and ATU Galway. They haven't had too many successes since yours. I remember, was it about 2012 at Queen's, and Scruff was the captain playing outfield. But this year, what are their chances?
Yeah, it's always a challenge. I think UL are obviously hot favourites again, and the quality of the players that they have. Met Paul O'Brien from DCU inside as well, and they have a decent team as well. So look, I suppose very much on the day. I think yes, there's certain, I suppose, colleges that have stronger teams, but yeah, some great times back in WIT at that time, and yes, hugely positive in my memory.
Jack, can you tell me your connection, if you like, with the man that the cup is named after, Dr. Edwin Fitzgibbon?
Yeah, so Edwin was he was actually born in my mother's house at home where she grew up, and I suppose that's just right across the road from mine. So I suppose last year was my first year playing in it, and I suppose it was even for my uncles, you know, they just had a greater interest in it, you know, knowing the history of it, and it was especially not to win it in the end.
So where exactly is that? Where is the house?
In Dungorney, East Cork, just outside Middleton. No relation. I suppose it was my nana, her parents just kind of bought the house off him when they moved out of it, you know. But I suppose he played for my own club, Dungorney, as well. And I suppose I think only a few years ago we opened up a stand in the Dungorney J pitch. It's named after him as well. So.
So he was a great man, but it sounds amazing, and your family must have thought it was really nice then, and for you as well to then win the Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, I suppose it was probably a few years ago when we found out the actual connection. I suppose it wasn't always known, and I suppose since then, it's always kind of been a great ambition, to go and try play in the Fitzgibbon Cup first of all, and then to go and win it last year was really special, up in the dome last year. I suppose all my family up there as well, it was special. The whole connection with the Fitzgibbon Cup and himself is to do with UCC College.
What are your thoughts looking forward now with UL? How are you fixed for the Fitzgibbon after Christmas?
Yeah, look, I suppose we're hoping we can go on a run like we did last year. I suppose we didn't lose too many of the players from last year's panel, and I suppose our first years last year, they won the All-Ireland as well, so look, they're going to be a great boost coming into us, so hopefully we can go on a run again.
One last question. What exactly is the difference after Christmas from league to championship? What is Fitzgibbon like? Is it the intensity? What is it?
Yeah, look, I suppose it's nearly like the inter-county game, there's a big difference between league and championship, I suppose with league a lot of teams are trying out things, but then I suppose when it comes to championship, your best 15 is out and you're trying to win every game, and everyone who participates in the competition wants to be in the final, and everyone who wants to get a Fitzgibbon medal also.
Rob, what a collection of footballers and managers behind you here in Croke Park. It's a lovely morning to be here. It's December, but it's a lovely morning and great to have you involved again.
Yeah, look, we're absolutely delighted. Been involved since 2017, and as you said, we're blessed with the weather this morning. You wouldn't think it was December here in Croke Park. So yeah, absolutely delighted.
8 years, that's incredible. And the big screen has it up there, #FirstClassRivals. I mean, you're part of the furniture now.
We certainly are. I mean, First Class Rivals, it's a really good campaign. I think it probably encompasses what HEC is all about. And, rivals coming together, traditional rivals, county rivals coming together to play for their college teams. So it's a really unique competition that we're delighted to be part of.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, I'm talking to the lads this morning, and some of them, even last week we did a game and there was lads from the same club playing against each other, so there's a lovely spirit at that level. Now they're competitive, but it sums it up perfectly.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, we did some creative out of home last year where we kind of showcased those rivals coming together. And there's just a great spirit. There's alliances that are being formed that, as we said, wouldn't normally exist in the format. I think, for the overall competition, bringing the new football rules coming in this year is going to bring another string to the bow of what is already a really exciting competition.
And what are your thoughts about the championships after Christmas then and being involved, and what is it going to do for you guys?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really important for us. Electric Ireland serves over 1 million customers right around the island of Ireland, and it's...
You love this, Mick. Everybody likes being right. And you were right. And not only talk about checking sources, trying to find out who got that goal for MTU Cork. There's no point going to the manager. There's no point going to one of the players. You went to the player's mother all the way here from Kilkenny. I am very, very impressed.
Yes, Tracy passed by and she confirmed that it was Aaron that popped that into the back of the net.
And you're not going to argue with his mother?
No, it was held enough to see, and as you can see it coming up here, it was a brilliant goal straight away. He bust right straight through. I thought he was going to pop it down low, but he rifles it right into the roof of the net. A splendid goal from McAvoy.
Absolutely, no doubt about that one at all. And full value for their lead at half-time, but to be honest, I'm expecting a bit of a backlash here from UCC. I mean, you don't come in to the Mardyk and do this to UCC, and UCC have not really played like they can.
Yes, you're coming here to champions elect and all that, you could say, for years. As you said earlier on in the build-up, donkeys, loads of years at it, titles all over the place for them. Ray Delaney will have a stern talk to them at half-time, and we're expecting to see a faster, more precise UCC here in the second half, more direct.
More direct, getting it in quickly to the likes of William Buckley, that kind of thing. I mean, they seem to be looking for Colin Walsh an awful lot in that first half, and it wasn't really working. Not that I'm blaming Colin Walsh in any way, but they just weren't knitting it together in the same way as it was maybe at the other end.
Yes, and we could see maybe one or two changes as well. We were looking at Peter McGarry wearing number 12, operating in around the full forward line. Scored a beautiful point before half time, but hasn't seen much of the ball. If you're looking for ball into the full forward line, it hasn't really happened. Goal wise, to be fair to Kingston, when he rifled that into the bottom corner. After that, as you said, Cunningham had an effort. We think, as you might be right, he might have had a go at it on the stroke at half time, but I thought the sensible thing would have been to put it over the bar. But I think you might be right. He tried that goal all right.
Okay, the Yellows are back on the field now, and the worst thing they can do is think it's, we're on top of this, job done. Not that they would think job done, but think, we're doing okay here, we're on easy street, we've got this, we know how to beat these boys. Absolutely not. UCC will come out absolutely firing here, and they have come out from the same area, so not using the famous old dressing rooms over on the far side, but I'm trying to look around to see if any numbers have changed. There's a 21 there, but of course 21 was on from the start. That was Owen Gannan, and 25, so don't see any changes at half time, but I do see Peter McGarry going to midfield for UCC, so that's a bit of a change.
Yeah, no surprise. He's operated around there for St Mary's as well in Clonmel. He's an all-rounder, Peter. Started actually the quarter-final for Tipperary against Galway. That was his championship debut earlier on in the year in their All-Ireland win. And,
sorry, I'm also seeing Timmy Kelly introducing himself, shall we say, to Alan Walsh as well. He's much smaller than him, but he came up behind him as if to say, you've got company in the second half, you're not going to have it easy here. So we are expecting this to go up a level in the second half, and I can sense already there's a different intensity at the start of the second half, and a brilliant ball played into the corner for MTU as they look for a score at the start of the half, and it's that man McAvoy again who got the goal after a little bit of debate. Has he got a score here? Now that would be a fantastic score as well, but no, he hasn't managed to get it there on that occasion, but certainly a sign of intent at the start of the second half. Good puck out there, just went in between two MTU players to find number 23. That is a change actually, 23 for UCC, so they have made a change that I didn't spot. That ball's gone over the side there. Now 23 for UCC. Let me check my notes to see if I can find out who the 23 is for you. It's Hugh O'Connor, Newmarket.
Yes,
so he's on, and we'll try and work out who he's on for. But Hugh O'Connor, the change at half time, and well, we knew they hadn't been firing particularly well in the first half, so maybe that's what that's about. We'll see what he's up to in there. That's the 21 going for it there. That is Gannan again. MTU Cork yet to make any changes. Started with a 15 and got that same 15. Now that looked like a bit of a push in the back, and now he's over the line and he's nearly joining us here on commentary. Rory O'Connor, and it's a decision for UCC. Now I want to keep an eye on this and see where exactly Hugh O'Connor is playing. That would be interesting to find out. I'll follow the ball here if you can keep. He's up in the forwards actually, and he's coming towards this one now, and the ball is played directly to him, and that's a nice touch to get away from his man actually, and he might even get a score. I think it's gone to the right though, and it's gone wide, but certainly they've gone to him to make an impact.
Yes, and he will make an impact. You just see it there. He was on the ball pretty fast there. He's a snappy player. He's been around the Cork setup underage as well, and he's definitely one for the future.
Yeah, okay, so that's why they brought him on. Now, this is Flynn. He's got a lot of company in there, but manages to release it, and in the end it's William Buckley. And he immediately speeds away and pops a nice pass inside to Kingston, I think it is. And Shane gives it inside and gives it to Peter McGarry, and he is through. And you can just tell by the pace of them that they are going for it, but that was deflected away. But certainly the intent there from UCC was to go for goal. You can just tell by the speed, by the running, the way they're going. He's thinking goal here, and I think it came off the nearest player to him there. I don't know what part of him it hit, but it came off him, but definitely that was going for goal.
Yes, that was in the bottom corner. That was a brilliant defending there. Just took the body shot and got it out of the way. It was a certain goal that Jerome McGarry was racing through from about 30 metres out, and he knows what a goal is as well. And we've just seen him there opening the legs a bit more with a bit more freedom out the field.
Yeah, sometimes you see teams in the first half of games like this, and they're sort of looking pretty and looking nice and relaxed and putting balls over, but then the body language changes and you can see they're going for it. Second half there, right, no messing here. This is championship stuff. We want to beat the noisy neighbours here. They're 3 points in it, 114 to 111, 3 minutes into the second half. So that's one back. Now where's this one going to go? It's gone the far side, the city side from here, and they're looking for Healy to get him into the game. He had such a good first half. Look at that, 4 men around him, and he still manages to release it and get it to Mikey Finn. Those two have done well in the engine room there in this game for MTU Cork. That was well blocked down. I'm going to look to my monitor now to see exactly who's involved over there, because I can't see myself in the with the naked eye what's going on over there. But what's the decision's gone for UCC, looking at the orange flag there from the linesperson. The officials, by the way: Patrick O'Mahony, Kilbritton, Canis Walsh, Shane Scanlon, and the referee Kieran O'Regan. Now this is Shane Kingston, and he's going to put that one down the line and connects with it really well as well. And I can tell who that's defended by, because Timmy Kelly, number 4, is the only one for MTU wearing white shorts. It was him got to that one. We go back to the goalkeeper, and that is Grantis from Kanturk, and that's a direct ball played right into the danger area, and they're looking for the other Kanturk man, Walsh, and they didn't quite get him there. And to be fair, it was strong defending in there, and I think it was that man Timmy Kelly again, the Kilkenny man from Bennett's Bridge, who's given the task of marking the much taller man. Actually, it wasn't actually, it was 25. It was 25 in there, and it was Kevin Lyons, but it ends up going over the bar. But I'm just intrigued with the marking that's been done in there, and you're telling me it was Killian Ryan got the point. To be honest, I wasn't watching that as much. I'm just intrigued about how they're dealing with Walsh in there, and indeed it is Kevin Lyons who's gone in, and he is doing a really good job on Walsh.
Yeah, super score there right out on the sideline there by Killian Ryan, about 80 yards out straight over the bar. It was a bit of a Hawkeye job inside there, but I thought it was a point straight away when it left the stick.
Cunningham going over towards the dressing rooms. Is he fouled? I think he was, so it's going to be a free, and I'll probably take this one himself. And he goes off the left side, so that would be perfect for him, but he's maybe feeling the effects of that, so he's going to leave it. Is it a sideline ball actually? They've come back in away there. It's hard to see, as I say, from over here. And Dara Flynn takes it quickly, but didn't work out, and instead it's cleared. And they're looking to try and get it up to the likes of John Murphy here, but doesn't get that far. A little bit of a scrappy period here in the game. Yeah, it's another sideline for UCC.
And you can see Hugh O'Connor, he's operating around that centre forward.
Oh, good connection again. And they're looking to get someone on it in the middle, but instead, of course, it's Darragh O'Sullivan, who's had a great game, and there's no mistake in their tactic. Get it up there as quickly as possible and get it up the middle. But it's not working so far, because UCC's defender's doing really well in there. And at the other end, this is William Buckley trying to get on this, and if he gets on it, you're in trouble. Goes himself, doesn't leave it off, but it's blocked down. And MTU Cork's defenders, are they going to get this one away? They have their 4-point lead restored, of course. They haven't been more than 4, but now they will be looking to. They're working this out quite nicely, actually, to get it to DC, who had that lovely little trick in the first half. This is good play by them, and they're working it through the lines, and then the ball down into the corner, looking, as I say, for John Murphy from Dromina out near Newton Chandram. Looking to get it in maybe to Healy. No, they get it into DC. And now DC goes for his score. And I think this will put 5 between them for the first time in the game. And it does. 7 minutes into the second half. And the noisy neighbours are threatening to come away with what would be a significant victory.
Yes, the noisy neighbours mean business here, and you'd be a brave man to see this calling it and swinging it around for UCC, but they have a good lead at the moment, and they've started the very same way as they finished at the first half here on the second.
Sean Daly getting that one from his goalkeeper and puts it down the line looking for Peter McGarry, but it looks like Joe Egan sweeping up and feeding it out, and they do get it out, but that's given straight back to James Dwyer for UCC. He gets a little bit of help by the man who started that, Sean Daly. And he bypasses Flynn and instead gives it to Peter McGarry. And Peter goes for it. That looks like a good effort. No, it's gone right, I think. It's now tailing off to the right. 5 points, of course, is nothing with 20 minutes left in hurling. But it is still a decent lead for an MTU. We'll be very happy.
Yeah, certainly happy with Darragh Sullivan commanding there on the centre back line. Dermot Healy right down through the middle. They've been good in the main parts. And as you said, Mikey Finn has picked a lot of ball in midfield.
Now on the break again, and they've won a lot of the breaks, and it is Mikey Finn who you were talking about, just underlining your point. Down by the line here, and it might end up going over, and from a difficult, no, it's not gone over, it's gone wide. Thought that one was over and we were looking at a 6-point lead, but a bit of a let off there for UCC, but they're just not winning the breaks, they're not winning the second ball. They've won this one though, from the puck out, but he's forced to go all the way back, and it is Hugh O'Connor. And he gives it in, and that ball just isn't working. And look who's back there. It's John Murphy. He's been all over the field, and yet again they just go for that uncompromising direct ball, and they look for Walsh, and he doesn't hang around, and he puts it straight over the bar. And the supporters alongside us here appreciated that when they could see what was going on there. And that's the danger. He doesn't need that much room or time. He will punish you, and that's a 6-point lead now.
Yes, and it's building, and they look full value for it, as we said at half time. They did look at value for it, and they're continuing that, and Alan there just adds on to it again.
And again, another ball driven up the pitch that doesn't stick for UCC. Now Cunningham has got it eventually, and he's given it back out, and they just managed to keep it in. No, they don't. And that sums up where UCC are at the minute. They're running out of ideas. Anything they're trying isn't really working.
Yes, they need to start something. They may make 1 or 2 more switches again, and you might see Cunningham going around the box here in the next few moments as well. They might need a goal to get back in here.
Is it just as simple as just things go like that and things can turn, or do you need changes? That's the question for the management on the sideline. But at the moment it is MTU Cork with all the answers, and they're bottling up the man coming out, and they've turned that one over, and it was the number 12 Peter McGarry, and he has reacted there. I think we'll watch this again here. The referee doesn't have the advantage of watching it as again. Let's see what happened here. No, we don't quite get there, but Peter did something there, and the MTU man went down, but I think it will all pass over and we'll just get on with the game. But the important thing is that MTU Cork are going to put this over the bar and go into a 7-point lead. And I said they're happy. They'd be delirious with that sort of lead if we'd told them this morning they'd be coming down and doing that. Now, there still could be a big finish, of course, in UCC, but for the minute, it's all MTU Cork.
Yes, and McGarry was involved in that there, but they're the dirty stroke in Peter, a very good player for St Mary's for the last few years, and I don't think there was much in that either. Maybe just winded Healy is down there.
So 117 and 111, and it gives everybody a little bit of a break here, and you know, it might give me a chance to check if I can find a latest score in the other game being played tonight, because UCD are in that one, and I'm looking at their feed actually, and there isn't anything there. There's a latest from another game, but not that one. Let me check. No, I can't find anything there. University of Galway against UCD in the other game up in Dangan at the minute. If anyone has a scoreline on that, by all means send it to me, and we will concentrate now on what's happening here. So 19 minutes to go, and MTU Cork will be absolutely delighted. And there's a great block as well, and it's John Murphy again. He's come into the game a lot, and there's a foul, and the referee is given the free in, and a bit of debate about that, but it's all MTU Cork. They have all the answers at the minute, and John Murphy the last 5 minutes or so has come into this game, and he's been very prevalent, the man from Dromina, and this could easily go to 119, probably will go to 119, and UCC have to come up with some answers, and pretty quick. And I see one man being brought to the sideline there, so they're looking at making changes, and the Yellows are enjoying themselves out there at the minute, and they probably didn't expect to be doing that.
Yeah, certainly didn't any, but they have value for it here. And as you said, Murphy there was winning a lot of that dirty ball over there, and winning that free around the goal here is just another handy one for Finn to drop over the bar.
And you know, when things are going against you, and we saw the ball going over the line a minute ago over here, and then it breaks down from the short one as well. I mean, it's really frustrating, and you can see the head's almost going, oh, it's not going for us tonight.
Yeah, certainly. When you're looking at players now, like for UCC here, they'll need a goal to get back in it here. That's very straightforward for them if they can get it in there. But you'll want top players now to get in around the box, Cunningham, Buckley and all them. A goal to get back in it here.
Now, there's a man who's gone off on the far side. I can tell you he's got a yellow helmet. And I'm trying to see his number now. 32 is the man who's come on. It was from the full forward area, but other than that I just can't honestly tell you who it is. He's over on that side where it's very dark and I can't see his number, but 32 has definitely gone on, and UCC do have possession here, but great work again by DC to try and block that. Now this is a good run though. This is what they need Peter McGarry to step up, and he's stepping up and he's got that over. I think, has it just gone over or is it wide? It's close. What's the decision? Wide. Well, it's just not happening for UCC, but Peter McGarry doing his level best there to try and make it happen. 32 is Robert Troy from Newton Chandram. He's in now for UCC. They are starting to try everything, but it's individual little bursts like that from Peter McGarry, because it's not working otherwise for UCC, because MTU Cork have got their number all over the field. But hold on, here's the new man who's come in. Here's Troy, but he's lost it, and again it's MTU Cork. They always seem to come out of exchanges like that, and this guy's had a great game. Walsh turns inside, but has he been blown for overcarrying? He has. Well, the referee's been consistent on that, Mike.
Yeah, to be fair, Kieran has done very well inside there. He's let the game flow, and that's all you can ask for, ref. Sometimes you get the refs that are happy with the whistle constantly blowing it, but he's left the game go, and as you rightly pointed out there, he's after catching for 1 or 2 overcarrying, and he's been spot on.
So Troy has come in, Robert Troy, number 32 in the middle of the field there. You can see him on the shot just to the right, going out of the shot now, coming in to make a difference. And he's gone in around the middle, and he's going close to Mikey Finn to maybe try and nullify his presence there, because he's been so good, and he's maybe been told follow that guy around because he's just doing so much dangerous work around the middle. Now this would help if they can get this over. He gives everything, and he sort of, as you said in the first half, slipped at the end of that. Maybe that's the style of it, I don't know, or maybe he's just trying to get the power, but the most important thing is he got the point, and they've stopped the rot. Now they need to push on. They've got it back just to 7. Here comes the puck out right down beside us, but it goes over the head of Alan Walsh. And UCC will pick this one up through James Dwyer. Puts it right down the line. Now there's 2 against 1 down there, and it is the 2 that win. And 26 there as well, actually. I didn't see him come on. 26 there. Did we have that one before for UCC? I'll pick that up in a second, but let's watch what happens here. Beautifully taken. And of course it's Murphy again, and he drills it right away. Well, he's been one of the best players in the second half, and he restores the big lead for MTU Cork, and that was imperious. That was superb.
Some catch out of this guy, and no mistaking, direct hurling right over the bar, no soloing the ball straight over.
MTU get it again in the middle of the field, but that's intercepted for UCC, and I think it was Brian Keating in there working really hard for his team, but working just as hard. All the MTU players in there, and they get it back almost inevitably now, and there's a free which they're going to get, and there might even be a yellow card in there. The referee's coming over, and the sub 26, that's Mark Mahoney from Old Parish in Waterford, so he's on as well. So what's that, about 5 changes including the 2 at the start, maybe 3 from the starting team. So UCC ringing the changes, maybe even 4 during the course of the game. Yep, another yellow card, and it's a UCC man. I think it's Troy who just came on. He got it, actually. Yeah, it is Troy. Impact sub, but not in the way you want to make an impact. Yes. Now, this one is scoreable, yeah? No real breeze around, but, you know, it's a fair distance out. But if Ben Cunningham can do it, he's thinking, well, why not me as well? And this to go to 121 and an unimaginable 9-point lead. Has it got the legs? It doesn't. The goalkeeper watches it really well. Could have taken a little flick at the end, but doesn't. Look at the pressure from MTU on them right up at the end line, and they're so frustrated at UCC they can't even get out of their own area.
Yeah, good.
And in fact, it's gone out. I think it's a 65.
Good handling there from O'Sullivan inside the goals. He's one for the future as well, Jerome.
Yeah, you're impressed by him in the Cannon O'Brien game?
Yeah, I see him a future Cork keeper, no question about that, definitely. And you never know, he might make a breakthrough sooner rather than later.
47 minutes gone then, time running out for UCC. And they only have 112 on the board and haven't really done that much in this second half. And this could add to the tally, and should, and does. And it goes to 121, and it is a 9-point game. Well, we expected a rip-roaring game here, and we expected it to be close. It's not. But is there a big finish in the college and the home team here? This is William Buckley from the Bars doing his best to get on the ball, but just doesn't. It's just not happening for them tonight for one reason or another. And it's scrappy, but they do get a free. At the end of all that, they do get a free, and it's Ben Cunningham on the ground, a man who takes them, so they'll need him to get up and put this over as quickly as he can. And now the pressure's on the likes of the free takers because they need every score. There is 12 to go. Not an easy one by any means for Ben Cunningham here. MTU's management will be delighted the way things are going. Coleman O'Reilly, the manager. Now that one, I don't know about that, is it? I think it is, but what's the decision? Goalkeeper doesn't like it, but the umpires do. The other management for MTU, by the way, to give them all a mention, Cian O'Mahony, statsman is Stephen Higgins, Timmy Murphy from Inniscarra, and of course the Mr. MTU, the stalwart Donal Mannix. He'd love to see them win tonight. From just out the road here in Bishopstown to come in and win this, especially after the disappointment last night in the football. In fact, there's one of the lads, Sam Copson, noticed was playing last night, and he's in the subs tonight, so a dual player, good to see that. And of course, I didn't mention the main man, the manager, Pádraig Gould. I mentioned all the backroom team, but Pádraig Gould is the manager. Now, that was Rui O'Connor doing well there, but it's UCC on the attack. Way out on the side, he's going for it from there, but it's blocked out. So apologies for not mentioning Pádraig Gould and all that group. I wanted to give him special mention after all that. He actually, will you hear this, he played in a Fitzgibbon final versus UCC in the Mardyk here in 2012. That was the centenary final. Went to extra time. What a battle that was, and he played in that game. He's also managed 2 freshers teams at MTU Cork to All-Ireland titles, and he played in a freshers win as well, so really good pedigree there. So he is the main man, and then the likes of Coleman O'Reilly and Cian O'Mahony and Donal Mannix and the boys in behind him. And in behind there, that was UCC trying to get in, but cleared, belted out of there, because I suppose the message at the minute is that they just don't concede goals and you should win this from an MTU Cork point of view. And this scrappy part of the game suits MTU Cork, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah, certainly. It's slowing down the time as well here, but I'm very, very impressed with the full back line for MTU. They have been solid inside there, Jerome, and they don't look like they're going to cough up another goal either.
Yeah, and at the minute it looks like UCC need at least one goal. So 121 to 113 on the famous scoreboard over there by the bridge. And way down on the left hand side there's one back. Oh, it's come off the post. That's a surprise. You don't often see that. And he gave it plenty of power but didn't get the accuracy, and that will go down as a pretty surprising miss. And it just isn't happening. And again, it's one of those moments that's just summed up UCC's half. I mean, they weren't really firing in the first half, and it's almost like that has led to the way they're playing in the second half. It's like there's more pressure on them, and they're trying really hard, but it's just not happening. Now that might go over. Has it gone over? Yes, they've got that one at least. But imagine missing that free from there. I mean, he'd be as surprised as anybody. That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, you need a bit of that composure, just a small bit more to get back into it there. That was a huge point there, just to bring UCC back in with Brian Keating, the Ballincollig man, out in the middle of the park.
Right, 7 points in it, but what a catch. Alan Walsh, the captain, and he feeds it through. Diarmuid Healy, he's had a brilliant game, and he pops it over the bar, and that is a perfect example of how well MTU Cork have played here tonight. The big men have stepped up, and just after UCC got a score, they stepped on the gas there and showed what they can do, and they are on their way to a famous win here in the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup over their neighbours.
Yeah, Alan Walsh again out of the sky, no mistaking him. We spoke about him again, Jerome, at the start of it, and that's his second one. He's set up there again, straight through and goals there for Healy. Does the right thing, nothing silly here going for goal now, just pop it over the bat.
And you know what, it just sent a message to UCC, don't be thinking you're coming back into this. And he's looking for it again, Alan, and looking to get one over on his brother as well. Captain of the other team, of course. Now that one spills around there, could be anybody's, and MTU Cork usually win those ones, and they've got it again with Rory O'Connor going for his score. Has he got it? He hasn't. 8 points in it, 8 minutes to go. It's a big ask for UCC. Man nearest the goalkeeper is the number 12, Peter McGarry. He wants it, he says, give it to me. I'm going to try and do something special here. Well, he just drills it up the middle, but that is not going to do. MTU Cork have not had that all day long. They have not coughed up anything in there. He might even have a score there. And is it over the bar? It is. That's a super score from Ryan Deasy. Well, they have all the answers in this game, and they've now stretched it out to 9 in it. And with the greatest of ease, they are edging towards a famous win.
Yeah, super point again by DC. Everything is going wrong for UCC. That'll just show you there for MTU. Everything is going right. And they're, as we said, full value here, and it's going to take some turnaround now.
Oh, a couple of big hits going in there from the two men in yellow to stop UCC in their tracks, and they are not letting them away with anything or getting through at all, and that sort of summed it up there. There's no way through. They're here tonight to win. And you know, I might be stretching it a bit by saying a famous win. It is a group game, and they both have Garda College to come, and they might both be thinking we'll get through in the end here in the coming weeks. But at the same time, nobody wants to lose this game.
Yes, and especially there's players out here that will be involved with Ben O'Connor for the future as well, and they'll be looking to lay down a marker also, Jerome. But tonight, looking at it so far here, Cunningham has done well with frees here, just off target with one, and probably slipped in the start of the first half there with one as well, just coming up towards half time. But he's here again now, about 65 metres out.
Ben Cunningham from the bars, that one's over. You could tell right away. Yeah, absolutely no bother. He's pinged that one, and a really good score. Now the referee's blowing. Is that for a substitute? Yeah, UCC throwing on another sub. Get someone else on there to see if they can be a hero in the last few minutes. We have just over 5 to go, but there's 8 points in it, and the change actually is at the back. And is that 2 going off? Yeah, it is. It's number 2. It's Sean Daly going off and coming on. If you turn round, I could tell you his number. I can't see it at the moment. Let's follow the play. I'll try and do that and try and get the number. UCC, more importantly, win it. Oh, and there's a hit off the ball there. That was a strong hit on Walsh. But MTU Cork still get it and nearly get a score out of it. They don't, but that was a big hit right in front of us there. I felt that one. You'll see it coming in here. There it is, off the ball. And he got away with it. But the play goes on. And it breaks kindly for Killian Ryan, who's had a good game as well for MTU Cork. Well, they've all had good games, to be fair. And Mickey Finn is saying to the linesman, do you not see that one? See what he did to me? I think he'll be alright. He's back anyway, and they have a nice lead to comfort him. Is that 20? Still trying to pick up that sub for you. As we watch Cunningham probably convert that one. Yeah, he's back on range with his freeze after the one he surprisingly missed. Gets it back to 7. MTU making a change now, and 12 going off. That's Rory O'Connor. And I'm sorry, but they're not turning around for me to see it. Might be 20 has gone on. I'll get that for you in a minute, but let's follow the play. Walsh goes up for it again. Healy there, of course. Those two have been terrific in this game for MTU Cork. I was talking to the great Sean O'Halpin this morning, and he was saying, you know, MTU Cork, a lot of good players, are a good team. They'll be there and thereabouts, and he wasn't wrong. A bit of a wrestling match down in the corner there.
And there's commitment for you, sliding in there to try and win that, but then a pull in there that was not appreciated at all, and the crowd not happy with it either, and the referee, more importantly, not happy with it. And it's a red. He's showing a red card for that. I think that's pure frustration in there. Well, there was a dive in there, and then that was just really, really loose from James Dwyer, yeah. And his day is over, and that just sums it up, doesn't it?
Correct. That sums up the night out. It's just a way about a tackle inside a stray holly in around the ankle, and I suppose that's the striking off the ball as well, and the referee given no choice either.
It's not even losing, it's the way they're losing. The second half, just nothing has worked for them. But still, you cannot do that. 3 minutes to go, and MTU Cork will play the last few minutes with an extra man as well. And what sort of marker do you think this will put out to the rest of the Fitzgibbon Cup? Obviously, UL are the hot favourites, as he showed last night with that big win. But, you know, what does this say from MTU Cork?
Yeah, it sends out a warning in Cork that they're a balanced side all over the park with a lot of good players here. Alan Walsh stood up tonight there as well. Very, very good. Balance-wise, they have to be happy with that, Jerome. Darragh Sullivan as well inside in the back line, centre back. Mikey Finn in the middle. When you go down through the spine, look at Healy at centre forward. And as you pointed out, John Murphy in the full forward line. The spine of the team has been brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. They have been playing absolutely terrific tonight. And of course, to put that one over as well, to take it out to 9. So 9 up and a man up with 2 minutes to go. And, you know, there's no way that they came here, even if they won't admit it, expecting to win this easily. Early in the competition, of course, but still. No, that's Timmy Kelly going for that one for UCC to try and sweep up there. They'll still keep going right to the end. Try and get something here at least, but it's even that's not going for them. It's just, when it's not your night, it's not your night.
Yes, time is running out for him. I suppose just come out of it here now with no injuries in the next few moments after UCC. That's all that they can ask for, and just try to finish off here, maybe get another goal if they can. But the worry that they have, even when they needed goals, Jerome, they haven't really went for them in the second half.
They haven't even got close to goals, have they? You know, they haven't been allowed to be fair. Last year, of course, they met in the group. They were in the groups stages last year in the same group, and then they both got to the semi-finals, and UCC lost to DCU and MTU lost to UL. And in the next few weeks in this Group B, well, UCC have a couple of weeks to get their act together. MTU are at home next week to Garda College, so they win that, they're top of the group. And UCC, the pressure's on them the following week. They go to Garda College, you know, and that could be tough enough. Garda College got promoted, won the big competition, if you like, last year. So they're up and they'll be looking to give it a rattle. I mean, I saw them last year and they were very good. And was it, who was this was their star? Was it Dara O'Leary? Watergrass Hill, was it him? Yep. That I saw. They beat Ulster University in the final up in Bacon. They were very good. So, you know, they won't have that easy either, and the pressure's on them now, which you wouldn't have bet on at the start of the competition. But MTU Cork, as you said, full value for their win here tonight, playing extremely well, and they've given them nothing, especially in the second half. I mean, we're saying nothing's worked for them, but, you know, credit the MTU Cork. They haven't allowed them anything in the second half. And, you know, what was it at half time? I mean, I'm thinking UCC have only scored about 5 or 6 points in the second half, yeah, maybe 7, which isn't a lot really. And MTU have pulled away, and now they get it to their captain. Nice little adaptation there to get it up to the full forward line, and they get it up to Murphy. And he's got support there, but he goes for himself. Tell me that's not gone over as well. Oh my goodness. One of the moments of the night, right at the end of the game, and MTU Cork here are just adding icing to the cake. I mean, everyone around us is smiling and saying, come on. That was absolutely brilliant skill, and it sums it up, and it looks like MTU Cork are, well, they're definitely going to win this game.
Yeah, brilliant. One of the scores of the night from Murphy, right out in the sideline. There's a man from Dromina would have been happy with that. Martin Finn used to be doing them for fun many, many moons ago. But he's had some second half. He's really come into it. He's a workhorse in there, and they can't do nothing with him. But Jerome, Owen Downey, massive loss here tonight.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair, that is true. And it's a 10-point lead now. 10 points in it. They've come here to the Mardyk. And in their wildest dreams, they wouldn't have thought they would beat UCC by 10 points. Not over yet, though. There might be a late chance here for Peter McGarry, and he's got it. And finally, they have a little bit of room, and he's going for it. He has to go low and does, but easily enough watched on the rebound. They might get it, but no, it was saved by Grantis. Businskas, and he gets it away. Now, he did see it coming, but he still had to save it, and it was a good save right at the end, and they just have not allowed UCC anything. And right at the end, who's back there? Is that Rory O'Connor? That's not Rory O'Connor. I thought he went off. Not him, maybe. Is it 10, 12? Might have been 10. And another loose challenge, shall we say, near the end. More frustration, and he at least apologises to his man, and it wasn't 10, he was back catching that. I'm not sure who it was, but there is Ryan Deasy going down at the end. And here's a chance now. We'll see the save from the goalkeeper again, looking good. McGarry went for that corner, didn't find it, wasn't allowed to find it.
Super save by Grantis from Kentucky. He's a jack of all trades, a fine forward as well in the football, nice little left foot in him, and obviously you can see him there in our goals. Super save, and hasn't been called on much tonight.
And as you were telling me before the game, he's good outfield as well.
Serious left foot in him, 2 pointers as well, top class footballer.
Now he's getting spoken to here at Timmy Kelly. What's the colour of the cards? Kilkenny man waiting to see his fate. They're already down to 14. An ignominious end to the game for the college is going to be yellow, to match the yellow jerseys for MTU. Well, we think they're new jerseys for MTU Cork. They'll be wanting to use them a lot more often after this performance. It certainly seems to have helped them, because they played terrifically here tonight. Maybe one of their best ever performances against UCC in the Mardyk. Not many teams come to do this, never mind the neighbours, and putting such pressure on them as well. Timmy Kelly clearing his lines as far as his goalkeeper. Paddy O'Sullivan wallops it up the pitch as far as he can get, and they might as well get it up there. And I get it. Is that Troy, the substitute in there, who's got it and going for goal? But look at the men getting back there. MTU Cork's desire at the end of this match, the same as it was at the start. Well, we imagined at the start, we imagined that they were doing well to stay in it, but they just did well all through the game. And it's a great victory for MTU Cork in the Battle of Cork against UCC in the Mardyk. They've won by 10 points, and I'm sure in their wildest dreams they didn't think they would do that. Maybe it was the new lovely yellow jerseys that did it. They'll be wearing them from now on, and you can see the UCC players standing around going, what happened there? They had the second half from hell, to be honest, and I'm not sure if it was just bad luck or it was a terrific performance by MTU Cork. You couldn't fault them at all. They came here and did a brilliant job and fully deserved the victory. Lovely skills as well around the field, great tackling and some fantastic scores as well, and they are going to be a serious threat in this competition.
Yes, when you're reading at the report later on in this in the Echo, it'll mean that MTU full value after the win here. They've been inside in the full back line all the way up. Grant has just pulled off a save there just before the end. James O'Brien, the full back line that we've said. Darragh O'Sullivan in the middle. Mikey Finn, Diarmuid Healy, John Murphy. The spine of the team is massive, and they were absolutely outstanding. And for me, they've dominated the whole game.
They have indeed, and it's credit to everyone there, and a special mention for the likes of Donal Mannix, Mr. MTU, a stalwart up there, and Keith Ricken, who has just messaged me as well. He'd be delighted with that result. He's pointing out that the yellow jerseys are just the away jerseys because of a clash. We knew that, but I'm just saying they were really nice jerseys, and they seem to play really well tonight. And of course they can't wear them all the time, but they're really nice and they did the job. And also a mention for the manager, Pádraig Gould. He's a Na Piarsa man, and he played in that famous final here, the centenary year, against UCC. The two Cork teams met in the Fitzgibbon Cup final that year in the Mardyk, went to extra time, and he was on the losing side that day. But he's put in an awful lot for MTU Cork, winning 2 Freshers All-Irelands, and he played in a Freshers All-Ireland as well, winning it for MTU Cork. So good men in and around there, and they'll all be delighted. Anyone who has gone to the old, what was known as CIT or MTU Cork, will be delighted with this performance. They know what this means to come into the Mardyk and do this to UCC. It hasn't been done many times down the years, if ever, by MTU Cork or CIT, but they have the bragging rights now. The noisy neighbours have come in to the Mardyk and come away with a victory that was fully merited, especially with a superb second half performance. Really well deserved, Mick. And maybe we'll just finish off by going for maybe your contenders and a player of the year. Or player of the game, who do you think?
Yeah, I have 3 contenders for MTU. I thought they had some outstanding performances all throughout, with Mikey Finn in the middle of the park, Dermot Healy operated centre forward, midfield, anywhere you wanted. John Murphy came into the game. Alan Walsh picked him out of the sky. Brilliant. James O'Brien marshalled the full back line as well, where they were very strong inside there. But I'm leaning towards Dermot Healy. From his first half, I thought that he started all of this. He kept it going for him, Jerome. He got maybe a point in the second half. He wasn't all out in the second half, but he was the man that started all this for me with Mikey Finn and Walsh.
Yeah, lots of great performances. I'm not going to argue with any of that. And there were men who came in and out, like John Murphy came in and had a really good start to the second half, for example. But consistently through the game, Healy in the back and in the forwards, he was always there. Yeah, really good performance. All right, Mick, thanks very much for that. We're going to go and get a few interviews and put them up on social media. We want to get reaction from the MTU Cork boys. I'm sure they're going to say we're not going to get too carried away here, but this is a great win for them. It really is. And it was brilliant to be able to bring this Cork derby to you tonight. I called it the Battle of Cork. It wasn't really that much of a battle in the second half, but it was only because MTU Cork were that good. And I'm sure UCC will be going, we can't play that bad again. But all credit to MTU Cork, the boys in yellow, coming away from the Mardyk here with a famous win, and my thanks to Mick Lenihan on co-commentary tonight. I hope you enjoyed the coverage from the Mardyk in Cork. From us all, it's goodbye.